Welcome to the Little League Softball Regionals on ESPN, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. The Mid-Atlantic region in Bristol, Connecticut has come down to this, a winner-take-all championship showdown between Massapequa, New York, and Moscow, Pennsylvania. Tonight's victor earns its place in the Little League Softball World Series.
The journey has been long, but is far from over. These girls have given it all they got, representing their hometowns. That kind of electric atmosphere is what we have to look forward to.
They will remember this forever.
Now it's time to put it all on the line. One win away from the opportunity of a lifetime. A trip to the Little League Softball World Series for a summer they will remember forever.
Midway Little League, your World Series champions!
And one of these two teams will be in Greenville, North Carolina, competing in the Little League Softball World Series. Will it be Pennsylvania or will it be New York? We have some drama ahead here tonight. With former Michigan Wolverines All-American pitcher Jenny Ritter, I'm Doug Sherman. So glad you're here with us. These two teams squared off on our opening day of the region on Sunday, and it was terrific. A 1-0 final score with New York winning that ball game. And we said at the time, Jenny, they both looked so good that day, it wouldn't surprise us if they met again for the championship. And, well, here we are with New York against Pennsylvania again.
Right. That was just one of the two nail-biters that New York had kind of pulled off. And then they had that 6-0 win against New Jersey. They seem to be a little bit stronger. And as they go through the game, they just need to get stronger there and be better. And I think it's a really well-matched program.
Yeah, New York's defense in that first game Sunday snuffed out Pennsylvania's best opportunity to score, and then this bunt by Cassie Van Skyler plated the game's only run. Outstanding pitching, defense, and timely hitting set the tone, putting New York into the winner's bracket. And from there, the girls from Long Island, New York, rallied from 5-4 to beat Delaware. And then they took care of New Jersey in Wednesday's semifinal 6-0. The pitching of Olivia Feldman and Alexis Fontana has been electric. And one of New York's other key players, catcher Sienna Erker. She was playing baseball with the boys last summer and doing it at a very high level. But now, Jenny, the 5'9", soon-to-be 13-year-old is having the time of her life.
Yeah, she's emerged as a leader in this lineup. 4 for 8 with a single, 2 doubles, and a triple, including a team best. 3 RBIs. She's also scored twice. She's got Alexis Fontana, Olivia Feldman in front of her. They've been able to get on base half of the time. She's got to produce to be able to push them around.
Pennsylvania, meanwhile, has had the longer road coming out of the losers bracket, but they won 3 straight elimination games, Maryland, Delaware, and New Jersey to get to this point. And despite facing elimination all week long, their Bulldog, number 99, Ariella Bell, has been brilliant in the circle.
Yeah, she has been stellar. 27 Ks in just 23 innings. But even more impressive is that she's allowed just 2 earned runs in 3 games. And so Pennsylvania's offense has really stepped up. They've gotten a lot stronger. With Bell in the circle, they can be a tough competition for New York.
When we come back, we'll introduce you to the starting lineups and the managers, Pennsylvania, New York, in the championship next. The Little League Softball Regionals on ESPN are presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. Back in Bristol, Connecticut on a gorgeous night for softball. One of these two teams will advance to the Little League Softball World Series. Will it be Pennsylvania? Will it be New York? Well, the New York team has a manager named Richie Eaton who's lived the life of softball his entire life. In fact, his wife Jacqueline met Richie while he was playing softball for the Light and Easy Bar in Howard Beach, Queens. He was randomly wearing number 22 that day, and that's a number that both of his daughters still wear. They love their softball from top to bottom. And a similar story for the Pennsylvania manager, Philip Forgione. his wife, Shannon, their two girls, Belle and Cam, all in on softball. And for Philip, it goes back to his Little League coach in Dunmore, PA, Len Condi. He was the man who first instilled a focus on fun. And that's what he brings to these girls from Moscow, Pennsylvania. You see the starting lineup has 11 girls. That's the total number on the roster. Everybody is in a continuous batting order, and they'll be facing that young lady, Olivia Feldman from Massapequa.
And Olivia Feldman in the circle has been stellar. 10 innings pitched. She split it with her teammate, Alexis Fontana. Between the two of them, they've really done a phenomenal job keeping batters off base and allowing their offense to do the work.
Yeah, that's been the formula, Jenna, we've seen all week for New York. Riley Grambo lifts it into shallow left field, and underneath it to make the play, Kylie Longaro.
Number 99, Ariel Bell.
A good first out here. Grambo was on fire last game. She went 3 for 3, so as a leadoff hitter to get this first batter out for New York, a really good step in the right direction to set the tone.
And you see Longaro out in left field. Jocelyn Vandenberg, the center fielder. Emerson Moore playing right. First pitch to Ariella Bell down low, allowing the infield for New York. Cassie Van Skyler at third. Alexis Fontana at short. Mia Victor at second. Abigail Long, the first baseman, and Sienna Erker sets the target behind home plate and receives a strike. It's 1 ball, 1 strike to Ariella Bell. The nickname is AB. And yes, she's only 4'10", but Jenny, that's 2 inches taller than a year ago when she led this team to the regional round. She punches that one to the right side. Nicely done by Mia Victor for out number 2.
15, Avery Rascioli.
Again, good use of the defense here. Just a liner going to Mia Victor there at second base. Perfectly positioned to make the out. 2 quick outs here for New York.
Well, neither of our starting pitchers in this championship game are what you would call fireballers. They are both more of pitchers and try to use the defense behind them. That one falls in front of Emerson Moore. It's a 2-out single for Avery Rascioli.
The excitement from this Pennsylvania team. They play loose. They stay aggressive. That's what we've seen from Avery Rascioli here. First pitch swinging, putting the ball in play, dropping it in there in front of right field.
And now the batter is the cleanup hitter, Gabriella Cara. She swings at the first pitch, lifts it to center. Easy play for Vandenberg. No scores. We head to the bottom of the first. Back in Bristol, Connecticut, and following a very quick 7-pitch top of the first inning thrown by Olivia Feldman, the girls from Massapequa will go to work at the plate, and they line up this way with Alexis Fontana leading off, Olivia Feldman second, Sienna Erker third, Abigail Long fourth, and so on. And again, the continuous batting order beginning this summer in 2023 has been put into effect by Little League. The previous tournament mandatory play regulation has been replaced by the continuous batting order, so everybody starts. Not everybody, of course, can play in the field, but it's a way to get everybody more opportunities to play. And well, there is one of the young ladies of the hour this week, Ariella Bell. We've already talked to you about her, Jenny. She is just outstanding.
Yeah, Ariella Bell has been a workhorse in the circle. And like you said, Doug, don't let her size fool you. She has decent speed, good movement, a great changeup. And she's been able to mix it around, limit all of the games they've played to just 2 earned runs.
And I'll tell you what, I've been impressed all week, as we were last year, Jenny, how she carries herself in the circle.
She's no doubt a competitor. You can see it. She does the job well. She does it right. She's smart about where she throws her pitches. Lots of good things to say about Bell, for sure.
Facing Alexis Fontana to start the bottom of the first. The 2-1 pitch misses out.
And keep in mind, too, one of those 2 earned runs she's given up has been against New York. They scored it in the second inning early on, and then she limited them the rest of the game.
Well, the only issue Bella's had this week was in one of her games. She had a little trouble finding the strike zone. Other than that, she's had very good control. A leadoff walk to Fontana has New York in business.
Yeah, and I think, you're talking about the finals here. Maybe a little bit of jitters, a little bit of extra adrenaline can pump you up too much and make a pitcher kind of lose the zone a little bit. Once they get settled in, they're able to kind of reel it in, hit that strike zone just a little bit more. And right here, that's really where Bell needs to get better. Much better pitch right there.
Yeah, she has just been so good for this North Pocono Dandelion Little League from Moscow, Pennsylvania. They're 10-1 this summer in All-Star competition and have outscored their opponents 78-5. So she's allowed 5 runs in 11 All-Star games this summer. Deep drive to center and back. Can't make the catch as Washko. Round toward third is Fontana. She puts on the brakes there. And New York has its first 2 runners in scoring position.
And solid hit here, driving this right back up the middle, getting over Washko's head. She does a good job trying to get to that ball, has made some great plays this week. But this one getting past her, Feldman getting all the way to second and 2 up for the heart of the lineup here, or 2 on base.
Yeah. A huge spot in this ball game early in the bottom of the first with Sienna Erker ripping at the first pitch. She sends it to Washko in center, and it's over her head. Another extra base hit will make it 2-0 New York.
You could feel it a little bit that this New York team knew they had to show up big. Pennsylvania has been playing well. This ball just sent deep over Washko's head. Erker really drives it. Finds a way to push 2 runs across. Again, that's the key to the game to me. For Erker in the heart of this lineup to score these top 2 hitters, Fontana and Feldman, who've done such a good job getting on. And that's got to be the way they set the tone offensively. So far here in the first inning, an outstanding job.
Yeah, we just saw Erker's numbers for the week. So impressive. Now the cleanup hitter, Abigail Long. She has been good as well. In case you don't know, Massapequa Park is on Long Island, the south shore of Long Island. And this is a team that won its state championship in style. And boy, do they have their hitting shoes on tonight. Another extra base hit. Long scores Erker. It's back-to-back-to-back doubles. All New York early.
Well, hitting is contagious. This pitch up in the zone. Long just lifts it, gets her barrel on top enough to drive it. Scores Erker. And we've seen all of those doubles on pitches that have been at the top part of the strike zone.
For this run in, okay? So let's take the out at first, and then we'll worry about the next batter, okay? Okay, here we go. Hey, we're still in this, okay? Let's calm down. Let's end it here, okay? Hey, I'm proud of you. You're battling. Keep battling for us, okay?
And we would like to just thank both of our managers for wearing microphones tonight. We're going to continue to eavesdrop where appropriate and when we can. That was Philip Forgione pumping the girls up and letting Ariella Bell know you are still our person and we are behind you. Let's get the inning over as quickly as we can here. But boy, what a start, Jenny, for New York.
Yeah, and keep in mind, too, I mean, to your point, she gave up 5 runs leading into this region. She's given up 2 earned runs here. So she's not used, Bell is not used to really getting a lot of runs pushed across. And here you see back-to-back-to-back doubles, scoring 3 runs. This is a different place for her to be.
One attempt by Longaro is fouled back. 1-1. Yeah, so during your pitching days, and most notably as a tremendous All-American in Ann Arbor at the University of Michigan, when you got roughed up a little bit on the occasion it happened, how do you just move on to the next batter?
You have to get stronger the next at-bat. So right here, right now, you see a hit by pitch here. What you want to do, if you give up a hit, give up a walk, give up a run, whatever it may be, the answer is to answer back stronger. Come out with a strikeout. Come out with a ground out. Stop and limit what the other team is doing so that they're not getting deeper into that momentum. And for Bell here, it's just about resilience, about bouncing back. settling in a little bit more.
Looks like they were just making sure Kylie's okay after the hit by pitch. She's going to shake it off and stay in the ball game.
I was just going to say, in talking about not giving up enough, it's hard to learn bounce back when you haven't been in the scenario to do it. And so this is a situation where she's inevitably kind of learning on the fly, right? Being in a situation that's difficult like this might be the first time she's seen it all season.
Change up to Emma Brown, misses upstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike.
And I'd expect to see a little bit more of that change, especially with these big hits here in the first inning. Mix that change up, keep these batters off balance a little bit more.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch bounces to the plate. Kara blocks it nicely, and the count is even, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
The second change of this at bat, but keep in mind, even though it was in the dirt, it was a difference of speed that was introduced. Now this next pitch can be more effective.
Well, she has an open base, still looking for her first out, facing the 6th batter of this inning. Her payoff pitch. Ripped up the middle. It's a base hit. Rounding third, coming home. Beating the throw is Abigail Long. 4-0 New York.
How about the energy from New York? They came in to make a statement here in the first inning. And another hit here that's up in the top of the zone. Bell had done a good job keeping the ball a little bit lower to Longaro, brings that one up in the zone, and she answers back by driving it back up the middle. Grabbing an RBI as well.
Around to third on the play, Kylie Longaro, and the inning will continue for the number 7 hitter, Cassie Van Schuyler.
A correction, that was Emma Brown, not Kylie Longaro.
And as we showed you in the open, in the tightly played first game on Sunday between these two teams, Cassie Van Schuyler's bunt produced the only run of that game. Showing bunt again here, lays it down. Forgione makes the play and gets the out at third. What a job by the third baseman to nail Longaro.
Forgione just absolutely heads up, looking at potential squeeze play or delayed run there at third base. Forgione just takes a look. It's Longaro too far off third base is enough to make the throw, and the tag beautifully placed right before that foot gets back to third base. That's a huge out in this inning.
And it looks like Richie Eaton is going to challenge the call at third base. Another part of the beauty of having this relationship between Little League and ESPN, with every game being televised at the regional level. We also have video replay and challenges in play. And that right there, to me, Jenny, looks pretty clear that she tagged her on the knee before the foot got back to the bag.
Yeah, I mean, that throw was pretty perfect in terms of where it needed to be for Grambo to go and make the tag. I think that's going to be an easy call and upheld.
Our umpires for this game volunteering their time as always. Hal Schwartz at home plate, David McCary at first, Sean Faulkner at second, and David Field right there with the call at third base had a perfect view and standing right next to the man who is challenging the play.
Yep, and you could see the flex in the glove. As soon as that glove kind of flexed, you know that that was when the tag had been put in place. A great angle from our camera crew to guarantee that that was the right call.
So that is one lost challenge for New York.
I think for New York, I think the big key right here is it's only one out. You've been pushing runs across. Don't let that stop the momentum that you have built here in this first inning.
Eden Tesserere, the batter, the 8th to hit for Massapequa here in the first. Grounded left side, gobbled up for Gion over to first. 2 away.
Gion has been solid there at third base. Ball first, she makes the play, gets the glove, does not rush it, then makes a good solid throw to first base. Doesn't think about the runner on the base path, either of the runners on the base path. She just focuses on getting the out.
And now Ava Rios. She swings at the first pitch, lines it into left field. That's going to score 1. Here comes the second. Throws not in time, and New York just keeps piling on. 6-0 our score.
And what a show New York is putting on. Look, just to contact, not even a full swing there. Rios just drives this ball into the outfield. Good aggressive base running by Van Skyler and Emma Brown.
Mia Victor grounds to short, and that retires the side. But what a first inning. 6 runs on 5 hits. Pennsylvania's got some work to do.
Let's go. It's time to play some softball. All the emotions, all the fun in Greenville, North Carolina at the Little League Softball World Series.
They will remember this forever.
Little League Softball is ESPN's fastest growing sport, and with that, the championship game will be played August 13th from Greenville live on ABC. New York and Pennsylvania fighting for the spot from the Mid-Atlantic region, and the first haymaker has been thrown by the girls from Long Island as we head to the second inning. Jenny Ritter, how is Pennsylvania going to respond here?
I think they have to respond one pitch at a time. It's about connecting. This is a Pennsylvania team that has been hitting the ball well. They've found a way to push runs across. They've got to believe that they can do it first, and then they've got to work to push one at a time.
The manager's daughter, Cam Forgione, grounds out to second. 1 away. Find Little League on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at the official handles @Little League. And don't forget to use hashtag LLWS. 1 away for Anna Clementoni. She swings at the first pitch. Again, remember, Olivia Feldman retired Pennsylvania in the top of the first inning on only 7 pitches, and that aggressive approach continues here in the second inning for PA.
Nice off speed there. And remember, you're going to get probably the best pitch that you're going to see, maybe that first pitch of the at-bat. So to stay aggressive and really just drive and go and attack that first pitch, it's a good game plan if you can barrel up the ball.
And then the fastball gets the swinging strikeout, her first K of the night.
There's a great setup for that pitch. An off-speed first, and coming in on this pitch, it's just off the corner. Not a strike, but enough, close enough to get Clementoni to fish for it.
How about that? Olivia Feldman about as efficient as you can be in the circle so far tonight. You're watching the Little League Softball Regionals on ESPN, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. A 6-pitch top of the second inning followed a 7-pitch top of the first inning. Olivia Feldman has kept Pennsylvania at bay, while New York, after having scored 6 in the bottom of the first, comes back up with the 11, 12, and 1 hitters in their lineup. Jocelyn Vandenberg leading things off. Well, that's a good start for Ariella Bell. after she got bounced around quite a bit. And it wasn't like they were punch and Judy hits. They were hitting line drives all over, including back-to-back-to-back doubles by Feldman, Erker, and Long. First strikeout of the night for Ariella Bell.
And that's where Bell can really settle in, just go and attack this first batter. Exactly what she did there, up in that zone. Vandenberg swings underneath it. You're at the bottom of the lineup here. This is a chance for Bell to really take back control of these innings.
And as you mentioned, Jenny, it's a big spot, you know, and you don't know what's going through a 12-year-old girl's mind when she knows she's on ESPN with a spot to go to the World Series. And what we saw out of her in the first inning is completely atypical.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, I mean, take TV out of it. Just think about, like, the high stakes of getting to the World Series. That's enough stress in its own right. Put it on ESPN, and all of a sudden, you might be thinking about a lot before you just get out there and focus on the one pitch you need to throw.
Emerson Moore facing the 1-2 pitch. Swings through the changeup for out number 2.
And that's a good example of the great changeup that Bell does have. So even when you know it's coming, Moore really sat back and really took the time. Saw that minor second pause, and yet still couldn't connect with it.
And so now back to the top of the order we go to Alexis Fontana. And again, you're not losing track of numbers. There are more than 9 girls in the batting order, as we have had a big rule change this year, continuous batting order replacing mandatory play. So every one of the players on the roster gets to start. Obviously, they can't all play in the field at the start of the game. They can be defensive replacements. And so now the leadoff hitter, Fontana, batting with 2 out and nobody on. A 2-out walk puts Fontana aboard, and this comes after Bell had showed signs of settling down. She had retired, Jenny, 5 of the previous 6 batters.
Yeah, and that's the second time she's walked Fontana as well. You've got the second time through the lineup with this New York team who really hit Bell well in inning 1.
Here's Olivia Feldman, who hit a booming double her first time. Throw to second. And the ball got through. It's a stolen base on what was a good throw from the catcher, Gabriella Cara.
Yeah, Cara thought it was a good throw, too. You could see it beautifully in that glove, just thinking tag before that ball is secured. Grambo just waited half a second longer to get that ball in the glove and then put the tag down. Could have been a close play there at second base.
That could have ended the inning. Instead, you've got to deal with the number 2 hitter, Olivia Feldman, the first of 3 straight doubles last inning for New York. Lifts this one in the air to left. Long run and a nice catch on the move by Michaela Murphy. We head to the bottom, or the top of the 3rd, excuse me. Welcome back to the Little League Softball Regionals on ESPN, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Here's our Sunday night baseball matchup, the series finale between the Yankees and the AL East leading Orioles at Camden Yards, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Radio. Our coverage begins at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific with Baseball Tonight's Sunday Night Countdown. With Jenny Ritter, I'm Doug Sherman in Bristol, Connecticut, here at the A. Bartlett Giamatti Little League Leadership Training Center. And Pennsylvania looking to claw its way back into this Mid-Atlantic Regional Championship game. But to do so, they're going to have to figure out Olivia Feldman. Jenny, through 2 innings, she has thrown only 13 pitches, 10 for strikes.
Yeah, she has been absolutely efficient. She's found a way to get the job done. And I think what's interesting here, and we talk about it, Doug, is that we typically see that there will be a change in the pitching staff the first time through the lineup. Once that is done, they will go and move Fontana in there. But Feldman's throwing really well.
Grounded to Van Skyler. High throw. The out recorded. Long able to keep her foot on the bag.
Another good ground out here.
Number 1, Adeline
Van Skyler getting in front of that ball. Yeah, this throw is high, but Long keeps her foot on the bag, secures the catch. But again, Doug, like, I don't know in this situation if I would pull Olivia Feldman out until it looks like she's getting in some sort of trouble. And I understand the MO of what happens here is to switch it up.
Off the end of the bat, Washko. Feldman gets her. Again, 2 quick outs. Yeah, I agree with you, Jen.
Number 0, Regan West.
We have another defensive switch out in left field. Kylie Longaro played D the first inning. Ava Rios came in and played left field the second inning, and now Kylie is back out there. Now 0. Reagan West with a good cut on that fastball.
Yeah, great cut, but that pitch just kind of moved and jumped up into the top of the strike zone right over her bat.
Now, Olivia said in her questionnaire that she filled out for us how grateful she is to her parents, Jennifer and Ronald. Mom is a cardiac ultrasound technician, and Dad owns a Snapple route. And Olivia also wanted to give a shout out to her pitching coach, Liz Weber, and her travel coach, Bob Yap. That goes off of her glove. Going to be trouble. And it's an infield single.
Feldman did everything she could to time this, to try to get it on the fly. It just gets off of her glove. Fontana fires it to first base. Closer play than I thought it would be.
Slow roller to third. Van Skyler makes it look easy. Another quick, efficient inning. Still 6-0 New York. 6-5-0 for Massapequa, New York. 0-2-0 for Moscow, Pennsylvania. Want to see some girls with game? Well, tune into the excitement of the hashtag Summer of Softball and visit LittleLeagueSoftball.org for great content, information about starting a softball league, and more. And we heard during that break between innings, manager Forgione saying to Ariella Bell, AB as they call her, we need another scoreless inning out of you. They're not getting too far ahead of themselves. Just if you're on defense, put up a 0. And if you're on offense, chip away. Sienna Erker, high and deep to right. That'll be extra bases once again for the power-hitting catcher for New York. To third, the throw, and she slides in safely as the ball gets away.
How about the power we are seeing from Sienna Erker today? This one's going deep. Havenstrait does a good job going back on this ball. They do a great job as a team getting this ball back into the infield. Ball bounces away. Beats Erker there, but Erker's safe.
Well, she's 5'9" already. Doesn't turn 13 until August 31st. Her manager, Richie Eaton, says she's the smartest kid I've ever coached. And again, Sienna Erker was a highly successful baseball player in Massapequa last year. She said her favorite memory was going to upstate New York to Cooperstown and hitting a home run playing baseball, but she wanted to switch to softball this year. And my goodness, this team from New York is so happy to have her.
And there's no doubt that New York showed up to play here today. This is the best offensive output I've seen them have the entire tournament.
Remember, the first time these two teams met Sunday, it was a 1-0 nail-biter won by New York. They put 6 runs on the board in the first inning. And this young lady, Abigail Long, had an RBI double. Fly ball to right. Tagging at third, Erker. She's going to score. It's a sacrifice fly by Long.
Productive at-bats are keys to winning. Abigail Long, sac fly, get this ball enough in the outfield. Heads up running by Erker to come back and tag. And hustle through and score. Another run plated.
Kylie Longaro swings at the first pitch and fouls it off the screen to the right. Well, Sienna Erker, the hitting star so far tonight for New York. A 2-run double and a run scored in the first, and then a leadoff triple here in the third, and she's come in to score on a sacrifice fly. 7-0 New York. Longaro puts a charge into it, and that'll go for extra bases. Murphy gets it into the cutoff, and they hold Kylie Longaro to a loud 1-out double.
I'll tell you what, this pitch up in the top of the zone again. Longaro sends it deep. Every single one of these New York batters that have been able to get extra base hits have been tagging that pitch that's up in the zone. And that's something that Bell has been surprisingly effective at throughout the rest of this region, is hitting the top of that zone, getting batters to swing underneath that pitch, but not New York right now. They're getting enough barrel on it. They're getting on top of it, and they're driving it.
Yeah, 5 extra base hits so far, and they have all been shots. Emma Brown, you see, she had an RBI single in that big 6-run first inning. The 2-0 pitch is popped up to second. Risholi puts it away. Well, coming up next, it's the Northwest Region Championship scheduled for 9 o'clock Eastern between Bend, Oregon and Billings, Montana. That will be the nightcap of what has been a tremendous morning, afternoon, and evening of championship softball on ESPN. Wall-to-wall, 6 championships covering 12 hours. There's a seeing eye single that sneaks to left. Nice job by the left fielder, Michaela Murphy, to come charging in and hold Longaro at third base.
Number 14.
Great job by Van Skyler to get herself to first base. This one, yep, just getting through that infield, finding a way out into left. Longaro's unable to advance all the way home there. The runners at the corners here.
After the Cassie Van Skyler hit, she runs down to second on the pitch. Eden Tessarere with her second turn. Good eye, the pitch that was up.
I like that pitch. I thought it was at the top of the zone. I think you sensed some frustration from Kara and Bell. The battery here, just wanting to know where that pitch went.
Foul tip held on to by Kara. It's 1-2.
Even when that changeup, again, though, doesn't come in as a strike, it sets up your next pitch so perfectly.
Popped up to short. Grambo makes the play, and that retires the side. Still, New York in control, up 7-0. The Little League Softball Regionals on ESPN are presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. Here's our next ESPN WNBA game Sunday afternoon. It's an East Coast-West Coast matchup between Brianna Stewart and the Liberty, and Nneka Ogwumike and the Sparks at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific. Coverage tips with WNBA countdown at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. With former Michigan Wolverine Jenny Ritter, I'm Doug Sherman. Bristol, Connecticut, the site for the Mid-Atlantic Regional, and for the folks rooting from Pennsylvania, we've seen them have so much fun here this week, but they were trailing tonight in the blink of an eye 6-0, and they just keep trying to chip away. And they have the top of the order to begin the fourth inning. Riley Grambo, Ariella Bell, Avery Risholi, and they are facing Olivia Feldman out there for her fourth inning of work. And why not, Jenny? She has been great.
Yeah, as we were on the break, I was half hoping, I hope to see Olivia Feldman go back out there, because to me in this scenario, she's really earned this opportunity to continue in this game. And I understand pitching plans and the idea of giving yourself a best chance to win. And I don't think that in this scenario, Fontana going in there would necessarily be a bad move. I just think that there was an earned opportunity here for Feldman, and I'm glad to see her back out here.
She gets ahead of Grambo. 1-2. Grambo hit a fly out to left field her first time.
Grambo is one of these hitters to me, Doug, that I think can really spark this offense if she can find a way to get on base. Has a lot of energy when she gets on that base path. Good things happen after she gets on.
Yeah, there's great messages on that sign we just saw there. You are enough. Stay positive. That's the message for the girls from North Pocono Dandelion Little League in Moscow, Pennsylvania. Grambo fights that one off and stays alive. It's 2-2. That ball's ripped deep to left center field, and what an over-the-shoulder catch by Vandenberg.
I'll tell you what, that smile says it all from Vandenberg, but this ball looked like it was way over her head. Just a beautiful full extension reach by Vandenberg. Gets the ball in the glove, shows it at the end to say, I got it. Look how excited, the energy that brought this New York defense.
And you know, in the last half inning, Jocelyn struck out, and the look on her face made you think, and then to see 10 minutes later her make that brilliant catch, and the look on her face is so uplifting. It's really fun to see.
I don't know, that if she understands the depth of the value of that catch. To me, that could have been a deep enough hit that kind of put a shot of adrenaline in the Pennsylvania dugout, and instead it takes it away.
The batter is Ariella Bell. Takes a long look down to third base. She lined out to second base her first time. 3 balls and a strike. Well, there is Mama Bell, Leah Bell. And her face kind of tells the story. Her daughter has had an atypical night so far. That ball ripped up the middle. That's more what she's used to from AB. A 1-out single. Pennsylvania trying to chip away.
Number 15, Avery Roscioli.
Bell just such a competitor. Gets her barrel on top of this pitch. Drives it right back up the middle. Right past Feldman there in the circle.
Well, after barely laying a glove on Feldman the first 3 innings where she was working fast and furious, we have had back-to-back well-hit balls to begin this 4th inning for Pennsylvania. Now the dangerous Avery Risholi, who singled in the first inning. Risholi's the 3-hitter in this lineup. She looks at a ball down in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, and second time through this lineup now that we've gotten back to the top of the lineup this inning. It's about making little adjustments. You've seen the pitches that Feldman can throw, and you've got to capitalize on a good strike.
That's a foul ball ripped by the young lady who her manager, Philip Forgione, says is the centerpiece of our offense. She's got a high softball IQ. She won the MVP of the Pennsylvania State Tournament. And she's part of a core of 7 returning players to Bristol this year from the 2022 Pennsylvania State Champs. Riscioli pops it up on the infield. And the pitcher makes the play.
So a lot of bounce back there by Feldman. When I talk about resilience, when I talk about what it takes to come back, it's about you give up a hit, you get an infield pop fly, that runner can't even advance. That's great resilience.
Gabriella Cara, first pitch swinging, long run, and missed opportunity. Emerson Moore couldn't quite make the play. Well, Gabriella Cara has a special member of her family rooting section. She's been in the stands, although I should say he's been in the stands. Her pet dog, Gizmo, who has some red hair dye. Apparently, oh, Gizmo's wiped out. We were told Gizmo, yeah, Gizmo was going to be wearing a red tutu, we were told, but I think Gizmo's had enough for now. Whoop.
Have you heard his name?
You can see the red streak of hair up on her head, or on his head, excuse me. There was a sign made to correct us, to let us know that Gizmo is very much a boy. There it is. Gizmo wears a tutu for his girl, number 22. Well, we have a courtesy runner at first base for Bell. It's Avery Riscioli who made the most recent out. And so she allows for Bell, the pitcher, to head back into the dugout a little bit early. Pitch gets away. And that courtesy runner moves into scoring position. First time Pennsylvania's gotten anybody to second base yet, Jenny.
Exactly. It's a good place for them to be because you find a way to get a runner in scoring position, come through with a timely hit right here. That can change the dynamic of this game. Right here, a good hitter to make it happen.
Grounded to short. Fontana makes the play to first. No runs, a hit, and one spectacular play in defense by Jocelyn Vandenberg. It's stuck in the glove, and it's all New York right now. Coming up next on ESPN, just about an hour from now, it's the Northwest Region Championship between Bend, Oregon, and Billings, Montana. Billings, undefeated in the Northwest Region, defeated Oregon Wednesday to reach the title game, winner take all. The winner of that game will head to Greenville, North Carolina. The winner of this game will meet them there. Pennsylvania trailing New York as they have right from the jump. It's 7-0 as we head to the bottom half of the fourth inning. Ariella Bell's first pitch, fouled away by Ava Rios, who had one of the big hits in that first inning, a 2-run single that made the score 6-0.
And really give Bell a lot of credit here in the circle to really limit what has gone on. Even though a run had passed in the third inning, she's really settled in.
Backhanded by Grambo, the toss across in time. Put a star next to that one, Grambo from deep in the hole.
Yeah, she was way deep in her position there at shortstop. Does a great job just resetting her feet off one foot, making that throw. Good bullet there to get that out.
And now the batter is Mia Victor, who a year ago was in the stands rooting for her older sister Ava, who was on that Massapequa All-Star team that won the state title. And what was most noteworthy for Mia last year was what she wore on top of her head up in the stands. That's this year, and we'll show you in a moment how she looked and what Little League did on Instagram to illustrate just how cute she was. She was in the stands wearing an avocado hat last year. And on Instagram, the page had a really clever caption. Down on strikes goes Mia. Perhaps that'll put a smile on her face. Certainly makes me smile every time I see it. When there's no guac at the concession stand.
Number 23, Jocelyn Vandenberg.
And now the defensive star of the night so far for New York, Jocelyn Vandenberg. A one hopper to short, Grambo gloves. 1-2-3 inning for Ariella Bell. We head to the 5th. A warm and steamy evening in Bristol, Connecticut. Moon overhead here at the A. Bartlett Giamatti Little League Leadership Training Center. New York looking to punch its ticket to the Little League Softball World Series. Getting closer as we head to the 5th inning. Enjoying a 7-0 lead over Pennsylvania. And we have the pitching change that we've kind of been anticipating. Olivia Feldman pitched 4 innings, and now she gives way to the starting shortstop, Alexis Fontana.
Yeah, and Fontana, again, just being able to mix. She's gotten those 8 innings pitched compared to 10 for Feldman. But good compliment to what Feldman can do. And now you're in a situation where you're forcing this Pennsylvania team to face a brand new pitcher here, and they're 6 outs away. They have to try to find a way to overcome a 7-run deficit in 2 innings here.
A very efficient pitching line for the starter, Olivia Feldman. She's in line to pick up the win. 4 innings, 3 hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. And now Fontana trying to nail down the final 6 outs for a spot in the World Series. Feldman awaits at shortstop on the 1-1 pitch. And also Ava Rios has moved back out to left field. She and Kylie Longaro have been swapping spots. Time called by the batter Cameron Forgione. She's had herself a very good week, both in the field and at the plate. A 5'8", 13-year-old at North Pocono Middle School.
Yeah, she's one of those hitters that we've seen hit it pretty deep. One that actually landed on the warning track in her last game, so has the power. Good swing through there.
Well, on her questionnaire that she filled out for us at ESPN, she was asked who's the most famous person she knows, and she replied, me. I played on ESPN Plus in Bristol last year. She's doing it again and on ESPN tonight. And she pops it up to the second baseman. Mia Victor puts it away.
I think one thing that we've seen that has been common amongst all of the teams that have won and are on their way to the World Series is solid defense. And the teams that have come through big defensively, I mean, you're talking about that catch from Vandenberg last inning, securing pop flies, making routine ground ball outs. Teams that do that are the ones that have really been able to pull off the win, and it's partially because they've kept the runs from scoring and been able to use some of their offensive output to push more across.
Well, the batter, Anna Clementoni, is a Yankees fan. She's from such a big Yankees family that their dog, like I think a lot of dogs, named for Derek Jeter. Her dog is Jeter. And that number 52 she wears is not a coincidence. If you're a Yankees fan, you know that CC Sabathia wore 52 very proudly and helped them win the 2009 World Series wearing that number.
I feel like we can claim Derek Jeter as a Michigan man. Just by sake of him coming from Michigan. I'm going to own that, being a Michigan fan.
You know, as Clementoni rips this one to right center field, a one-out base hit. She stops at first with a single. Well, let's just finish that thought. You do remember that he did tell the University of Michigan, no thank you, I don't want to go to Ann Arbor. I would rather go and play minor league baseball.
He did, but if he had a college choice, I do believe it would be Ann Arbor, and I'm going to own that.
I think you're right. I think he's been on record to say that was where he was going to go if the Yankees hadn't taken him so high in that draft. And it worked out pretty well. Yeah.
Right. He did all right.
Ashton DeLucy swings a mean stick, lines a base hit into center field. The throw to second not in time. Good job by Clementoni to get there and avoid the force out as Vandenberg tried to cut her down.
You have to realize this Pennsylvania team can hit the ball. They've been able to hit the ball well throughout this entire region. And now with a change of pitchers here in Fontana, we've seen 2 hits. Really starting to hit their stride.
We're going to scoreboard, right? 7-0. We're looking for an out everywhere. Let's not go crazy trying to get a double play. Let's get right out of here, right? Follow signs. Not in the order. Let's go. Peak 1-3. Peak 1.
Well, Jenny, I like that message. Don't try for 2. Just get the out. Let's try and put another 0 up on the board.
Yeah, it's great advice. You have a 7-run lead. Just focus on getting the out. Get a couple more outs, ignore the runners, and just work to focus on the batter here. 1 pitch at a time. A lot of times, especially at this age, when things start to fall apart, they really fall apart because you get caught up in all of these moments that are leading up to it. If you just reset your mind and work to get the batter, it makes the game a little bit more simple. And then limit the damage that can be done.
And a Haven strike behind in the count, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch from Fontana, low and outside. Two balls and 2 strikes. Again, you feel a little bit of life coming from that Pennsylvania dugout.
Yeah, and this team plays loose to me. They get excited. They celebrate a lot. You can see how fired up they are. They finally got something going offensively. And if you let them in this game, things can change.
Up the middle into center field. Everybody moves up a base, and the bases are loaded with only 1 out on the single by Anna Havenstrike.
This is one of those situations. First, great shot right back up the middle. Again, past the bat. It's about just trying to find a way to push one across. It's kind of been what Pennsylvania wanted to do. But this is a situation where you do start second-guessing that pitching change, and Fontana has been solid. So to make that call, to make the change has been obviously an easy decision, but it doesn't always go the way you planned it. And here we're seeing Fontana get hit just a little bit more than Feldman did. Now keep in mind, Feldman can go back in if she needs to here.
She's having to deal with the ESPN Queen, the newly named ESPN Queen. That's a foul ball. Foul ball, and so everybody will go back. So Adeline Washko, who on Wednesday made the Sports Center top 10 #1 play, diving catch out in center field, and then after preserving the 1-1 tie in the top of the inning, came up in the next half and ripped the game-winning 2-run double. And for that, she is now apparently being called the ESPN Queen. Here's the catch, and I'm telling you, Jenny, I've never seen a better one here in Bristol in softball. Well, this is the catch. That was the catch from earlier this game from Jocelyn Vandenberg, which is really nice, but I don't put it up with what Washko did a couple of nights ago.
No, I don't know, make #1 Sports Center, maybe top 10, who knows. But Washko's maybe the best in Little League, but I haven't seen catches like that in college sometimes that were that good.
I mean, she laid out. She left her feet knowing, I'm going to get that ball.
It's the definition of going all out, putting everything you got in it.
Now here it is. I thought there's no way off the bat that ball's being caught.
She just gave it every bit of effort that she possibly could. Who's going to get past her either way, right? So if you're going to dive for it, you might as well go for it. Go big or go home. Sometimes that's a fun way to get through a softball game.
And how much fun. I mean, these girls have the time of their lives coming in the dormitories. They stay in the dorms with their friends, their teammates. And to watch SportsCenter after you did that and to see you, and there's anticipation. You don't know if you're going to make the top 10. And not only does she make the top 10, but sitting there watching with all of her teammates, she was number one. And she's putting up a good fight, although it ends there in the glove of Abigail Long, who smartly runs the ball back into the infield. A huge second out for Alexis Fontana.
Yeah, you get those pop flies. You don't have to worry about making a throw, so you don't have a position where you get a ground ball and have to make a throw. That allows a runner to advance. Pop fly, no runners can advance, especially an infield pop fly.
And now here is Reagan West. First pitch swinging. Slow roller to third. Van Skyler to first. And they strand the bases loaded. 7-0. Still New York in front.
Can you look at me right now when I mean this? I want 3 runs right now and end it on offense, right? We had a great start to this game. Now let's finish it that way, right? Offense is what we're doing. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, hits. Anytime.
Jenny, what do you think?
Well, I think to me that's the easiest way to get yourself to the World Series, right? There's an advantage to being the home team to be able to walk this off and not have to put your defense back out there and allow this Pennsylvania team to put more runners on the base path. And I think to me a little bit of that is being respectful of the fact that they know Pennsylvania can get back into this game. So finish it here on offense so you don't have to worry about it.
It's the 12-1-2 hitters, and yes, 12. They have 12 on the roster, and with the new continuous batting order rules in place in Little League, you have all 12 on the roster in the starting lineup in the starting batting order. So Emerson Moore is the number 12 hitter, and she falls behind 1 and 2. And by the way, Richie Eaton, the manager, I love telling this story. When he was 10 years old, he snuck into Shea Stadium for Game 7 of the World Series. He was there on the premises without a ticket, although he apparently managed a ticket from somebody who was inside, but he got through the gates to watch the Mets beat the Red Sox. There's Richie, New Yorker through and through. Now the PS to that story is Bell gets the strikeout, is that his father of the same name, Richard Sr., was also an usher for that game. So Dad helped sneak him in to watch Game 7 of the World Series.
Number 11, Alexis Fontana.
Kind of appreciate that. I would have loved to try to sneak in.
Why not?
Any way you can. Absolutely. It's a moment.
Well, his dad was an usher at Shea Stadium and at Madison Square Garden. And his grandfather, George, was also an usher at Madison Square Garden, Shea, and Ebbets Field going way back. So they knew their way around a ballpark or an arena and how to get in.
Good pitch there by Bell. She's been throwing a lot of strikes in and around that zone, and part of what made New York so good in the first inning was their aggressiveness. Early on swinging.
Fontana lifts it to left. 2 outs. Reagan West playing left field this half inning with the putout. And DeLucy is playing right field this half inning. Olivia Feldman takes the off-speed pitch up, 1-1. She had the first of 3 consecutive doubles in that first inning when New York broke it open.
Good pitch to attack there. She swings through it, but again, Bell getting ahead in the count. That's why she's been effective this inning.
Grounded to short. Grambo to first. Last chance for Pennsylvania. Down 7-0. The 10th and final game of the 2023 Mid-Atlantic Regional has come down to this, the top of the 6th inning. If Pennsylvania can't score 7 or more runs, New York will win the region and head to the World Series. Alexis Fontana charged with trying to get the last 3 outs for Massapequa, Long Island. This is a team that reworked its roster from a state championship team a year ago, getting their 2, 3, 4, and 5 hitters who didn't play Little League a year ago to want to play. They were so good, played on ESPN, and they wanted to join the fun. 1 away.
Number 3, Riley.
It was really easy for Pennsylvania to let those negative thoughts creep in. You got to use these 3 outs as much as you possibly can. Find a way to load the bases like you did last inning. All it takes is one big hit to really change the dynamic of this game. And again, when you get here in these later innings, it's really hard not to think about the what if. What might happen.
Line drive, base hit. Kylie Longaro back in the game, and it gets past her. Stopping at second base, Riley Grambo.
I've said this all game. I think Riley Grambo is one of those hitters that can really change the dynamic of this game. She drives this pitch right down the line. Like you said, gets past Longaro, allows for an extra base here. Just work to score, Grambo. Keep it going. You're at the top of the lineup here. You found a way to get runners on last inning. Focus on the positive. Focus on singular pitches and getting your barrel on the ball.
The batter is Ariella Bell. She singled the centerer last time, lined out to second base in the first inning. 1 for 2. Her mom is just hoping this special summer season in 2023 lasts a little bit longer. Now the 2-0 pitch. 3 balls and no strikes. The catcher, Sienna Erker, before throwing the ball back out to the circle, says, take it easy. We're okay. Fontana pumps a strike right over the middle.
Yeah, good pitch there. I think sometimes, I talk about Pennsylvania and just letting those negative thoughts creep in, but sometimes when you're winning a ball game, you can start thinking about the fact that maybe you haven't won before you finish, and you really got to hone down and shut the door here before you let those thoughts creep in. Good pitch there.
Bell popped out to Long. 2 out.
A good comeback after getting behind with 3 balls on Bell. You can see that look on Fontana's face. You can see that she's thinking about it. And I love that moment for her. I just want her to focus on this next batter. Been there before. You got to keep focusing.
It's the number 3 hitter for Pennsylvania, Avery Risholi. You make a mistake to her and she's going to drive it somewhere. Good pitch for strike 1.
Yeah, low in that zone, moving a little bit lower. And for Risholi, even if you put that ball in play, a lot of times that can result in a ground ball.
This could do it. Grounded to short. Throw to first in time. Massapequa, New York wins the 2023 regional and is headed to the World Series.
What a performance by New York to really step up and make a statement in that first inning, knowing that they were facing a good pitcher in Ariana Bell, that they had to capitalize as much as they could. Solid defense, solid pitching kept them in that game. Just a great performance all around.
Ladies and gentlemen, your final score, New York 7, Pennsylvania 0.
Our final score, New York 7, Pennsylvania nothing. Massapequa, New York advances to the Little League Softball World Series in Greenville, North Carolina. Strong Island indeed. A 6-run first inning proved to be the difference. For Jenny Ritter, I'm Doug Sherman. After the break, we'll get you back to the studio with Phil Murphy and Michelle Smith.